Namaste, cosmic travelers, and welcome to Cosmic Dharma, where we dive into the mysteries of the universe and explore the wisdom of life through stories, science, and spirituality. Today, we're journeying into one of the greatest epics ever told, the Mahabharata, an epic so vast and complex, it makes Game of Thrones look like a cozy Sunday afternoon read. It's packed with drama, epic battles, divine beings, and the greatest family feud ever told. But what makes the Mahabharata more than just a battlefield is its soul-crushing dilemmas, moments of profound wisdom, and, of course, the ultimate question: what's the right thing to do when the world around you is crumbling? This story's about two families, the Pandavas and the Kauravas, whose internal rivalry culminates in war, but trust me, the battle is just the backdrop. There's so much more going on here. Ready to explore the world of the Mahabharata? Let's go! Section 1: The Birth of the Pandavas and Kauravas. Divine and Fateful Beginnings. Let's start at the beginning, where the lineage of the Pandavas and Kauravas sets the stage for the epic's turmoil. And like I said, it's not your average royal family origin story. 1. The Pandavas. Born to King Pandu and his two queens, Kunti and Madri, they are no ordinary siblings. Pandu, cursed by a sage, couldn't father children through natural means. So, he asked the gods for help, resulting in 5 sons, each gifted with divine strengths. Here's the breakdown. Yudhishthira, the eldest, born of Dharma, the god of justice. His name literally means one who is steadfast in Dharma. He's wise and noble, but a bit too cautious for his own good. Being the second, son of Vayu, the wind god. Stronger than 100 men combined, he's loyal and fierce but has a fiery temper and is more action than words. Arjuna, the third, born of Indra, the king of the gods. Arjuna is the master archer, courageous and always at the heart of adventure. He's known for his sharp intellect and unmatched skill with the bow. Nakula and Sahadev, the twins, born of the Ashwini Kumars, twin gods of medicine and healing. Nakula is known for his beauty and swordsmanship, while Sahadev is wise, skilled in astrology, and the more introspective of the two. These brothers were destined for greatness, carrying divine traits and virtues that would shape their fate. 2. The Kauravas, born to King Dhritarashtra and Queen Gandhari. Their story starts with a twist of fate. Gandhari, the mother, in an act of devotion to her blind husband, blindfolded herself throughout her life, leading to a curious outcome. One day, after a long period of pregnancy, she gave birth to a mass of flesh, which under the guidance of a sage, was split into 100 pieces and incubated to become 100 sons. The eldest was Duryodhana, whose ambition was fierce and who was determined to be the rightful heir to the throne. Duryodhana, with his brothers, was the embodiment of power, pride, and a thirst for supremacy, setting the stage for epic clashes. Section 2: Draupadi, the woman of destiny. Now, no story of the Mahabharata would be complete without the fiery, complex figure of Draupadi. Born out of divine fire, she was not just any princess, she was a symbol of strength and beauty. Do you know Draupadi was married to all 5 Pandavas? Let's dive into this story in brief. So in the famed Swayamvar, where kings and princes from all over came to win Draupadi's hand, it was Arjuna who completed the challenge, as he succeeded by stringing a massive bow and hitting a fish's eye as it spun above. This feat, however, was only the beginning. Now, here's the twist: a huge misunderstanding of their mother, Kunti. When Arjuna won Draupadi at her Swayamvar, he and his brothers returned home with her. As they entered, they called out to their mother, Kunti, saying, "Look what we've brought home." Without turning to see what it was, Kunti, preoccupied at the time, casually said, "Share it equally among yourselves." She assumed they were talking about alms or food. This led to a complex situation. Bound by their mother's words, which were considered sacred, and with societal norms being flexible for unique circumstances, Draupadi ended up becoming the wife of all 5 brothers. This union was further justified by divine intervention and past life connections, as it was said that Draupadi had prayed to Lord Shiva for a husband with 5 ideal qualities, and Shiva granted her wish in this unconventional way. Section 3. The growing tension, from rivalry to war. Now that we know who's who, let's talk about the simmering rivalry that leads to war. The Pandavas and Kauravas grew up together, but while the Pandavas were loved by the people and seen as virtuous, Duryodhana's jealousy grew with each passing day. Section 4. The Game of Dice, the turning point. Let's talk about one of the most critical moments, the game of dice. Duryodhana, under the influence of his uncle Shakuni, a master manipulator with the power of leading the dice by her mind, invites Yudhishthira to a gamble. This was more than just a gamble, it was the point of no return for the Pandavas and their journey towards the war. With each roll, stakes were raised higher, and the stakes included kingdoms, wealth, and even honor. Yudhishthira, bound by the norms of Kshatriya duty, couldn't refuse. What followed was a brutal chain of events where the Pandavas lost everything. Yudhishthira's kingdom, brothers, and even Draupadi were gambled away. Draupadi's public humiliation in the Kaurava court was an unbearable wound, leading to the Pandavas' exile for 13 years, with the last year to be spent in disguise. This game was not just a game, it was a test of character, ambition, and the consequences of choices made out of duty, honor, and the urge for power. Section 5. The Exile and Lessons Learned. While the Pandavas wandered in the forest, facing countless trials and tribulations, they learned lessons that would shape them into formidable warriors and rulers. During their exile, they encountered sages, demons, and divine beings, each teaching them something invaluable. Bhima honed his physical strength and learned to control his rage. Arjuna acquired divine weapons from the gods, gaining a new sense of purpose and skill. Yudhishthira, tested time and again, deepened his understanding of Dharma and justice. Draupadi, in her own right, endured incredible trials and showed resilience that kept the Pandavas' spirits alive. Her unwavering devotion and fiery spirit became the anchor during these turbulent times. Section 6. The Kurukshetra War, Dharma versus Adharma. Fast forward to the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where the 2 armies, led by the Pandavas and the Kauravas, face off. But the war isn't just a physical clash, it's a moral, philosophical battle of epic proportions. Arjuna, standing in his chariot, gazes out at the opposing side, and is struck by an overwhelming crisis. He's about to fight his own kin, uncles, cousins, and revered teachers. How do I fight my blood, Krishna? How do I slay those I love? This is where Krishna, the divine charioteer, reveals his wisdom. Arjuna's questions are answered not with brute force, but with spiritual depth. Krishna speaks of duty, karma, and the soul's immortality. It's not about winning or losing, Krishna tells him. It's about fulfilling your dharma without being attached to the results. The teachings of the Bhagavad Gita come to life, emphasizing that life is not just a series of victories and defeats but a journey of fulfilling one's role in the cosmic order. And when Krishna reveals his universal form, showing he is the eternal, all-encompassing truth, Arjuna finally understands his purpose and steps into battle. But the war was brutal. Brothers turn against each other, beloved teachers fall, and the battle rages with no clear victor until it reaches its tragic, inevitable conclusion. Section 7. The Aftermath, Victory, Loss, and Reflection. Post-war, the Pandavas emerge victorious, but at what cost? The land is soaked in blood, and the Pandavas are left to grapple with the consequences of their choices. Yudhishthira, now crowned king, faces the weight of victory, an empire built on the destruction of families and the loss of countless lives. In a moment of deep reflection, he questions the worth of it all. Was this victory truly worth the pain? The Mahabharata doesn't shy away from showing that war is not a clear path to glory. It asks us profound questions. How do you reconcile with the cost of your ambition? How do you cope with the aftermath of choices made in the name of duty? The epic isn't just about winning, it's about understanding the real cost of one's actions and finding redemption amidst devastation. Conclusion. From the wisdom of the Gita to the chaos of Kurukshetra, the Mahabharata is more than just a tale of battle, it's a reflection of life itself. So, what's the takeaway? The Mahabharata leaves us with questions that echo through time. What is right? What is just? And how do we navigate a world where even good intentions can lead to catastrophe? The story isn't just about the Pandavas' triumph or the Kauravas' downfall, it's a deep exploration of the human condition. Krishna's teachings in the Bhagavad Gita remind us to act with intention, to find our Dharma, and to remain steadfast, no matter what challenges life throws at us. The Mahabharata tells us that while we face battles, internal and external, the journey is about learning, growing, and seeking the path that aligns with our higher purpose. Life isn't about getting everything right, it's about making choices, facing their consequences, and learning from them. If Arjuna can find the courage to face his crisis and fight for what's right, maybe we can too. So what was your learning from all this? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more timeless lessons from ancient epics. Until next time, remember, life's a battlefield, but your Dharma will guide